Hey everyone, welcome to Spare Change. My name is Jeff Knight, and I am hitting up each of Albino Buffalo's Series 11 artists. And to help me kick off our latest series, I'm here today with Medora Frei, another awesome artist contributing work to Series 11. First, if you don't know, Albino Buffalo is a sticker art vending machine project that has been distributing regional artists' work in sticker format for about the last 5 years. And we have machines in Fargo, at Unglued in Bruhala, Grand Forks at Half Brothers Brewing Company, and Bismarck outside of Rhythm Records. So today I wanted to invite artist and painter Medora to join me in a little chat about her work and what she's been up to in Bismarck. So hello, Medora, and welcome to Spare Change, which is kind of a working title right now. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, but we'll see what happens with that.
I like it. No, I think it totally works, yeah.
Did I get your last name right too? It's Frei, right?
You did, yes. Okay. Thank you. That's not a very common situation. I don't know why.
I feel like a lot of people,
but I get it too.
Yeah. And you are now out of Bismarck, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So I grew up in Bismarck. We actually just bought a kind of a farmhouse, I guess you would say, a couple about half hour, 45 minutes away. So we're kind of a little bit outside Bismarck now, actually. But yeah, it's really nice. It's kind of nice to be home and back in the area after living in Fargo for a while. So yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Is there a lot to do with a new house? Are you having to do a lot of work? Or is it kind of ready to move in?
Both. I mean, it was totally like fine and ready to move in, but everything was just kind of brown. So we've been just like not everything was our style. So just kind of doing a lot of painting walls and taking a few random things out here and there, but yeah, for the most part, it's ready to go. So it's been pretty fun though, trying to get everything going. We still have some boxes, but we'll get there.
Yeah, very cool. What you talk about kind of style. Like, let's get into that. Let's get into some of your artwork and what you're inspired by, and just kind of share a little bit about what you do and what your main medium of choice is.
Yeah, so I started like abstract painting, I guess you would say, in 2018. Yeah, 2018. And it was kind of like a weird way that I got into it. So I actually went to Concordia in Moorhead, and you were my professor for a while, and it was so fun with graphic design. And so I have a little bit of a background in that. I had like an art minor, but I mostly did ceramics and kind of photography, and those were kind of my jams for a while. And I really love them. I would love to have a little pottery studio in here, but maybe one day. But anyway, but so I guess what happened is I've never actually taken like a painting class in my whole life. But my now husband, we were just dating at the time, but he actually had 2 widowmaker heart attacks in June of 2018. And I was like there and did CPR on him and whatnot. And it was kind of crazy. Like he definitely almost died, and he was in a coma for 2 weeks, and then in the hospital for like 2 months, and we were out in Minneapolis for a while, and it was just kind of very traumatic and crazy. And what happened after all of that, I guess, was we came back home, and I was kind of caretaking, for him, and art has kind of always been my way of processing, and I like to say like composting pain, because I'm a gardener, so I kind of like the composting pain analogy there. But I sat down one day and I was trying to paint, and I think it was like an animal or something, I don't know, and I could not do it, and I was getting so frustrated, and like I couldn't focus enough. I was still like very shaken up and whatnot, and just busy and trying to go back to working full time. Well, yeah, it was crazy. So all of that was happening, and I was like, okay, I have to get all these crazy feelings out and do something. And I had maybe done like a couple abstract pieces before, but nothing too much. But anyway, so I just kind of started painting more, and that seemed like abstract painting, and that really just kind of grew from there. And eventually I showed somebody, I mean, most of them I threw away right away, but eventually I showed some friends some of the stuff I was doing. They were like, can I buy these, or you should start selling stuff? And I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. So yeah, kind of just grown from there, but that's kind of how it started out. But yeah, I mostly do abstract stuff, and when my brain can settle down a little bit, sometimes I do animals or other fun things too. But
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, sorry to kind of started from a sort of tragic sort of place, right? Like, have you found it to be kind of a therapeutic sort of way of getting through some of that? And
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, art and music and just, I don't know, self-expression in those ways has always kind of been that outlet for me. But it, I don't know, I think it was just like a really good kind of way to feel that. And it was just hard too, because not like, I don't know how to say this, but in a way I kind of felt alone in a lot of things, because not maybe many people have experienced that. And especially like, my partner is really young. He's 31, 32 now, but at the time he was 29. And so it was just very unexpected. And I mean, like, the doctor came in and literally told us, like, you need to go say goodbye to him right now. Like, he's going to die. And I was just like, what the F is going on? Like, what's going on? Like, he's healthy. We're runners. Like, we do, I don't know. It was a crazy time. And so I think it was just, helpful, to get those feelings out. And since then I've been able, through like Make Well, which is a kind of organization in town here, I've been able to do some like healing with painting workshops, and kind of try to help other people kind of that are going through the same things, or just, I mean, any, whether it's a huge event or even just daily stress, it's like so important to work through all that stuff. So that's kind of been fun, and been like a way for me to kind of feel like I'm giving back a little bit too.
yeah, no, that's great. Do you find that there's a lot of like what do you look at when you look at your work, and you're kind of you're putting color down, you're putting these abstract shapes together? What goes into that? What's going through your mind, and what's is that a representation of some of those feelings, or is it something different? Are you going to like a different place, kind of?
Yeah, I think both. I think it's kind of hard to describe. A lot of it, I honestly would describe it as like play, which maybe sounds really weird and maybe not like super artsy. I don't know, fine artisty, but I think it's just really important. I love using color, which, I don't know, somebody pointed out to me once, like, oh, if you're painting all these emotions, and a lot of the time if you're sad or you're struggling, like, it's really interesting that you kind of use such, kind of color and like rainbow colors and all this stuff. And I think for me, it was kind of like, it's almost like how I want to feel, if that makes sense, kind of like using color as just a way to lift me out of that, rather than maybe using more like sad colors. I don't know, but yeah, it definitely definitely like color. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but I think a lot of the time too, what I do, I guess, is or one of the ways that this like trauma has affected me is I've kind of had some kind of intense insomnia. It's gotten a lot better since initially, but a lot of the time it would be like me painting in the basement at like 3 a.m. Sometimes I do think about shape and form and whatnot, but a lot of the time, I guess I just like to kind of let myself be free with it. And that's kind of more in the back of my mind, rather than like, oh, I need to make this look a certain way. It's more just, kind of painting what I'm feeling, and just shapes and colors and movement that feels right.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I'm jealous that that's kind of your intuitive sense, is that you can create these compositions that are, so they are really well constructed. They are really well, they have this really artistic sense. There's a lot you can talk about in your work, I think, and they're just beautiful. They're just these great paintings that I kept seeing over time just show up in your Instagram feed, and so it was really great to see that stuff. And yeah.
It means a lot. Probably happy accidents, but appreciate it.
It's great. It's and I'm glad you kind of found a stride with them too, and that you got to continue just keep making them too, and hopefully it's something you continue to pursue and keep going with. But yeah, very cool. So I guess is art your full-time gig, or do you do other things on the side? What's your full-time day look like, I guess? I know you said you paint kind of well into the night, but take us through a standard day with Medora.
Sure. Yeah. So I actually work full time. So thankfully from home right now. But yeah, I work for a company out of Mandan, and it's a lot of computer work essentially. So I don't paint full time right now. I would absolutely love to if that were ever an option. But yeah, part time right now. So
What else kind of inspires you with this work? What is there anything else that kind of lately you've maybe found different paths or different things to really inspire you to continue painting or to keep going, I guess?
yeah, I think a lot of the time just I don't know, just daily life, kind of inspires different things. And it's been interesting, even just the couple months that we've kind of moved out to the country. I've 100% noticed a change in my work, which is kind of funny. I wasn't expecting that necessarily, but it's it's so quiet and peaceful out here and lovely. And we lived in Bismarck, kind of right by downtown before, which it's not Minneapolis loud, or anything, or
Right.
as large, obviously, but it was quite loud, and some crazy things were happening around us. Or yeah, and so it's just very nice, and I just feel like so peaceful most of the time, which is
Mhm.
other than like crazy pandemic world that we live in and everything. But yeah, so that I think that's kind of been nice, and I've just noticed more. I don't know, like my use of color is still there, but it's maybe a little bit more like, I don't know, almost like monochromatic, I guess you could say, and not quite as putting every single rainbow color on a canvas. But yeah, I think that's been one thing, and just kind of allowing myself to take more time with pieces, slow down. I've been kind of trying to do that in general, which works with the pandemic and whatnot. Just kind of trying to, yeah, slow life down a little a little bit, not be quite
Totally.
so.
Yeah, I think that's everybody right now is trying to like
Yeah.
simplify our lives a little bit. That was kind of another question was, besides I guess the big move, which is not a small thing, but what else has your life been like during the pandemic and during kind of this whole COVID situation?
Yeah. Just slow. Yeah. But busy but slow. And it's so strange. I started working full time during the pandemic last year, like the very beginning of June or late April, I think. And so just yeah, it took me a while, I guess, to get back to that like full time kind of, well, not quite 9 to 5. I guess it's more 7 to 3:30, type of schedule, and kind of just being sedentary most of the time and whatnot. But yeah, so I think at first it kind of took me a little bit to get used to that, which is a little difficult. And then, yeah, the move was awesome, and we're glad to be out here. And kind of, we both kind of have chronic conditions, because I actually also have cystic fibrosis, and which is like a lung thing. And so we're both have 100% been like staying away from people and quarantining. So other than like, I don't know, like I've seen like both of our moms, from a distance with masks on, sort of thing. But yeah, we haven't, other than going to the doctor, we haven't like been in any other like buildings, like it's, or seen people. It's really weird, but yeah, it's been definitely hard in that way. But hopefully by this summer it'll be a little safer. We'll see. But yeah, we definitely miss our people. So we're hoping to, yeah, be able to
Totally.
hang out again soon. But
Do you get to do like some Zoom calls with people and keep in touch with people that way at least? And
yeah, you have lots of calls and FaceTime calls and
yeah,
texting and everything. Yep. So yeah, it'll be good. It's definitely taught us a lot, and yeah, just kind of slowing down in life a little bit again, being present. And it's
yeah,
kind of similar almost to when he was in the hospital, because we were kind of like in our own little bubble of, of that. And it was kind of over the whole summer pretty much. And yeah, it was, yeah, kind of similar, but we're ready to be done. We're ready to
yeah.
get out there, I think.
Yeah, I think this has tested everybody's patience at this point. We're like,
Mhm.
it was good for a while, and then
Yeah.
we could all hang out for a while, and then it was like, okay,
Yeah.
not too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. I'm like so ready to I don't know. At least just see people again. You know, I don't necessarily miss like the giant big group gathering stuff because I'm kind of a half introvert type person myself. So part of me is like loving this, but also part of me is like, man, I need to like be around people at least and go to a coffee shop again. And
yeah.
So, yeah, I totally hear you. Yeah. So what other kinds of interests or hobbies do you have outside of art or art making?
Yeah, couple things, I guess. We really love gardening. That's really fun, and we're excited to have some more space this year and whatnot to get those. We just got our seeds in the mail, so we're pretty excited. Yeah. And then I also play the mandolin, so that's not the best, but we can play music together and whatnot. So that's been fun. And last summer during the start of all this, I actually kind of learned how to skateboard. And that has been terrifying, but really fun. So I've been kind of into that, and we have garage space now. I've never had a garage, so we finally have a garage so I can actually kind of practice this winter and whatnot. And yeah, so that's been fun. So we also have 4 cats, which are essentially our children and keep us insanely busy. So yeah, just kind of hanging out with them and doing stuff around the house.
That's awesome. Are you learning longboard or like a street skateboard?
Oh yeah, skateboard. Yeah.
Nice.
We don't mess with no longboard.
Awesome.
I think my husband would probably kill me if I told him I wanted a longboard.
You should consider maybe getting some of your work put on skateboards at some point. That could be kind of cool.
Yes, I have painted. Okay, so I have painted some skateboards. This is one I'm going to put it out there in the universe. Somebody should. Okay, yeah. If I could like be paid to paint skateboards, that would be like probably my dream. My dream job. I love it. But yeah, getting like actual work or even stickers or anything on, it'd be lovely.
Awesome. That's super cool. Let's see. Are there any other, I guess, artists that you'd like to give a shout out to or recommend that we check out? Like inspiration that you have?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, there's so many. I guess as far as like abstract stuff, one of my main inspirations is Heather Day. She's out in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and she does like just phenomenal work and a lot of big mural projects and stuff too, which is really fun. And I love like her use of color and just vibrancy in her work. Locally, there are so many people. Oh my goodness. Britta Anderson, I think she actually just moved to Montana, but she does these beautiful like seascapes and like forest scapes. I'm probably like butchering this. I'm so sorry, Britta. But she does awesome work. Katie Vassbinder is in Bismarck, and she does awesome like abstract stuff. But then she's also like a ceramicist as well, and she's killing it. There's so many people, but I'll cap it at those 3 ladies. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, even in Bismarck, we have so much talent. So just go on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and just start like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of talent out there. I'm envious sometimes of all the stuff you guys got going on. Let's see. What's kind of your, I guess, goals or any sort of plans for the future? Like, what do you hope to achieve or do or not do?
So many. Other than the dream skateboard artist,
which I think should definitely happen. I think that should happen.
Thank you. Yes, I think so. No, I do have a show coming up April. I don't know what date yet, but April and May at the Capitol Gallery in Bismarck. So I'm really excited about that. So it's kind of hidden right now, but I'm kind of surrounded by a bunch of work. So I'm actually working on getting those ready to be hung and whatnot today. But so I have a first show coming up. I think it'll be myself and I think actually Ellen Diedrich, who I think is from Fargo.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah,
I have to look that up. I haven't met her yet. I haven't met so many people because of COVID, so I'm not able. I would have been introduced to her last year, I think, but because of COVID, this event was canceled. Anyway, so I haven't put a face to the name yet, but I think she's out in Fargo. and yeah, just kind of, I would love to keep doing shows and making work, and yeah, maybe one day not have to work full time at a different position and whatnot. But yeah, just kind of growing and maybe expanding to other cities and whatnot too, as far as where my kind of larger works, I guess, have been able to go other than like stickers. So
Yeah, for sure. Are you do you take like are you selling work now? Like are you doing like commission work? How are you like operating?
yeah, pretty much everything. I haven't been selling quite as many individual pieces lately, just because I've been kind of trying to get a good stock of work up for this show, and just have some extra pieces on hand too and whatnot. But yeah, I generally kind of sell pieces kind of as I paint them individually, and then commission work whenever someone reaches out. I'm definitely open to that. And then trying to see, I have some art, I guess, up in Bismarck at the Bismarck Downtown Art and Galleries Association, and then sometimes different coffee shops and whatnot have work up too. So yeah, there's a couple different places to find my stuff. And then I have an Etsy for stickers, because I have a passion for making stickers. So I have one of those too. So that's been
Awesome.
fun. Yep.
So cool. Yeah, where could we, I guess, you mentioned Etsy. Where else can we see your stuff?
Yes, okay, I have a website. It is www.medorafrei.com. And then just I guess Instagram. I don't have Facebook, unfortunately. I had to delete that a few years ago, because it just kind of drove me too crazy. But I do have an Instagram and Etsy shop as well for stickers and stuff with my website.
Awesome, great. Yeah, I think that kind of is the main majority of my questions, I guess. The last question I definitely ask, as you may or may not know, my graphic design business is called Cereal, so like the breakfast food. I love cereal personally, and I hope everyone else does. But my last question is, what is your favorite breakfast cereal and why?
Oh my gosh, okay. This was very hard for me to pick, because I also love, I'm probably slightly addicted to cereal. Like every day I would walk home from school and I'd go to my grandparents' house, and I would have probably at least 2 or 3 bowls of cereal, and I'd like sit there, then maybe I'd go like play basketball or something. But yeah, I'd watch my shows and have my cereal. So because of that, Cocoa Puffs,
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I pretty much lived off of Cocoa Puffs, but also Golden Grams.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but there's too many to pick, but those are probably my top 2.
Those are good ones. Yeah, I don't know if I could actually pick any that I don't like really, or that I couldn't actually stomach, but those are definitely good ones. I love the Cocoa Puffs just because it's like you win twice, because all of a sudden you're left with chocolate milk at the end, so it's just win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us a little bit, and just kind of answering some questions about your work and giving us a little insight about insight into your process too, and insight into kind of what goes into your work. Was there anything specific about the work that you chose for the series for Albino Buffalo that is meaningful to you, or is there any connection between those pieces at all, or why did you select those ones, I guess?
Yeah, I kind of selected those just because they were kind of some of my favorite ones at the time when you had contacted me, and I kind of I don't know, I just felt like they kind of worked together color wise, and then I had to pick the white buffalo that I had done for I used to work at a coffee shop in town, and I kind of did like a similar sticker style with this white buffalo. And then when you contacted me about doing that white buffalo, and I was like, okay, if I don't use this, I would be silly as heck. So yeah, had to use those 2. So I thought that was fitting. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on too. I really appreciate it, and so nice to see you again.
I know.
Space.
I know, it's been a while, and it's fun to see students just kind of picking up their work again too. It's it's nice to stay in touch with students, seeing what they're doing, but it's really good to see when they're still creating work and still kind of honing in on some of the stuff that they picked up in college.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, well, great. Well, thank you so much again. For everybody that's kind of tuning in here, make sure to check out Medora's work on Instagram at Medora Frei. It is just at Medora Frei, I think, right? Yep. And then medorafrei.com for a website and Etsy for anything else. You can see a great collection of her work on there, and yeah, just be sure to check that out. And thanks everyone for tuning in and supporting local art and the arts that make it. And this is Jeff Knight with Albino Buffalo. Be sure to visit our Instagram too, Facebook, and our website at albino-buffalo.com. And we'll see you next time. So thanks.